Today we're going to be watching a round 5 game on Gottlieb's Devil's Dare. I am Joe Schober. I'm here with my lovely and talented wife, Julie. Hey, Julie.
How you doing?
Doing great. So, Devil's Dare. Wow. What do you think? Great game or greatest game?
I'm just going to have to sit with that one out.
Yeah, good choice. Well, I will too, because I don't really know it that well. So, I'm going to use this opportunity to actually talk through how we might discover the game as we learn to play it.
Sounds good.
All right, let's get to the action. All right, first up, we've got Dave Heggie here. He's, well, this whole group actually is tournament veterans. Even so, I'm guessing they came up and were wondering what the heck this thing is.
Why did he keep flipping there when there is no ball in play?
Yeah, it's actually something a lot of people like to do, myself included. One of the things it does, it just gives you the feel for the flippers, the flipper buttons, and maybe you can look and see the angle of the flippers. But it's also interesting that it can help you find flippers, like that one at the upper right there you might never have realized is there. But if you flip a couple times when you're not distracted by the ball, you say, hey, there's something up there. So it lets you know to find it.
I'm still not sure what that flipper's for, but maybe we'll find out here.
Yeah, I'm kind of wondering that too. I guess it's to hit the blinking lights, even though every light, it seems to be a blinking light on this game.
I think that makes this game an easy game because everything is something that you should shoot.
Yeah, apparently so. We were talking about not being familiar with the game. One of the easiest, oops, that was a drain right through the wrong side flipper there. What the heck's a wrong side flipper?
When you drain, it was the wrong side flipper.
Ah, okay. And, well, that was Keith Elwin. He's the defending 2011 Pinburgh champion, but he didn't even get a chance to flip that one. Up next, we got Zach Sharp from the Chicago area, another experienced player.
Maybe that upper flipper is so you always get a chance to flip.
Might be, although if you don't know it's there, you're not going to flip.
True.
So, let's see, Zach is kind of flailing around. He almost got into that captive ball hole on the side there, and another one down the middle.
So, in a game like this where you really don't know what you're supposed to be doing, what do you do?
Well, there's a few things you can do. Probably the easiest thing is to look at the instruction card. Most games have them, and sometimes they're helpful, sometimes they're not as helpful. You can also look around the play field for text that might tell you some goals to go for, like locking balls. And you can always try asking your other players, especially if you ask pointed questions, like how do you lock a ball for multi-ball. You'll often find in pinball that people are willing to share that information, which does make it a little unusual in a way.
I like to use the Garanimals method. If I want to light a purple light, I shoot for something purple. If I want to light the red light, I shoot for something red.
How does that work for you?
On this game, I think it would probably work pretty well.
So what's your favorite Garanimal color?
Purple.
Nice. Well, Brian Shepard's up here, and he's actually been getting some pretty good ball time, and that was a really nice tap pass right there. It seems to me that Brian's kind of been shooting for that spinner on the right side, which seems to be doing him okay, because I'm not even sure what that was about with his hand, but spinner seems to give a decent number of points, and of course gets the ball away from the flail fest at the bottom. Now, that was a great outlane save.
It was. You know, the spinner light is green, so he needs to shoot for green things. That's my method.
Well, it's probably working for him. In fact, you got to wonder if maybe those green targets up by the upper flipper have something to do with the spinner.
Yeah, you know, he finished that center bank of targets there, and it looked like it lit a ball capture right up the center and on the left as well.
Yeah, it did. That white round light, I think, is actually saying capture ball is lit when flashing. That was a pretty good start there for Brian Shepard, 163,000. So Dave Haggie's back up now to start his second ball. So with these players, ooh, well, that was almost a disaster, but a nice little slap save there on the ball.
So it looks like he's just trying to get the ball up to the top of the playfield. I think if you don't know a game that well, it's probably a pretty good strategy. Even if there's not a lot of points up there, there's also not a lot of risk up there until you figure out what's really going on.
Yeah, exactly. And I have been noticing while people have been going here, that spinner actually seems to be pretty lucrative. So, it's not huge points, but it's probably better than just flailing around with posts and rubbers on the bottom part of the machine here.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of that.
Yeah. That's a rough slingshot drain there. They've just got quite a bit of bonus there in the drain. It's not uncommon for games of this era, early 80s and such, to have bonus be a significant part of the game, so that's something to keep an eye on. One thing that's interesting here, there's another score display there. It's what you would think of as being player 5 score. It's actually your bonus count, and that was another rough ball there for Keith Elwin. I've played Keith a few times. He doesn't play like that against me.
I'm sure that's intentional.
I'm sure it is.
There's more pre-play flipping here.
Yeah, it's a common thing. I'll often do it even on games that I've played a lot. Just make sure they're flipping, make sure they're moving, get the feel for it. So Zach's, I think, just trying to get control of the ball here.
It looked like he hit that purple target on the left and it lit his rightmost in lane. Oh.
Yeah, that in lane actually says when it's lit, it lights 2-ball multi-ball.
Seems like it's only lit for one shot after it runs over that, so you have to hit it directly, or you have to wait to go through the in lane again.
Yeah, actually the instruction card also helps you get that little bit of information. It says it lights it for one shot there. One thing I do notice here is that Brian Shepard had lit that capture on the left lane in his previous ball, and it's still lit for him. So he does, I guess, have ball lock qualified. A little nice bit of nudging work there. And he got the ball capture. All right. Little light show there. So now's the trick. What's he need to do to start multi-ball?
Well, he can start multi-ball. He could probably start 2-ball multi-ball by running down one of those outer in lanes, the purple ones, to get a one-shot try. Or if he finishes that upper left set of drops, it looks like he can qualify a 3-ball multi-ball. So we'll see what he chooses to do here.
All right. Now, right now, I think he's choosing to not drain as much as possible, which is
the best strategy of all.
That is the best strategy in any pinball game I've noticed. As long as you don't drain, you will eventually win, even if by attrition of the other players just leaving for the day. All right, he's got control on the right, and yeah, it looks like exactly what you were saying. He went for that 5-bank there.
And I see it lit up there, up on the upper left. There's
that little U-turn lane. Yeah.
Oh,
and he knows
shot.
it, and he got it. That was nice.
I
So
think multi-ball will start here as soon as anything is triggered. Yep.
Right, you are. So during multi-ball, it doesn't look like there's any jackpots in this game. So it may simply be the advantage of having a lot of balls flying around. Although also, if you look at that scoring card again, it tells you that the drop targets and the red stand-up targets give you extra bonus during multi-ball. 3,000 extra during 3-ball multi-ball, which is what Brian's in right now.
Yeah, it can be pretty lucrative.
Yeah.
I think it's the type of game where when you're in multi-ball, you just keep the balls in play and good things occur. He just missed using that ball save. You know, this game has an interesting ball save. If you complete a set of targets, it lights it on the left out lane there, but you have a separate button and you have to activate it yourself, which can be pretty tricky to get the timing, especially during multi-ball.
Sure. Ooh, tough drain there. Yeah, you're certainly right about that. It's not even just the timing, but it's remembering it. Since so many modern games, the kickback is automatic when it's lit. Actually having to remember to hit a button for it is kind of tricky.
Yeah, he got a lot of points on that ball, though, so he's probably pretty happy with that.
Yeah, for sure. If I'm reading that right, it's 734,000 and change. So he's got way more than everyone else combined at this point, with a ball to go for everyone. So Pinburgh scoring is pretty straightforward. You pretty much get 1 point for every player you defeat here. So it's a 3-2-1-0 sort of thing. So your points are cumulative over the entire weekend, 10 rounds of play. So, any given point might not seem like a big deal, but of course the competition here is crazy tough and tight, so you really do worry about every last point you can possibly get.
Yeah. It looked like those green lights on the in lanes light the spinners, but again, it's only for 1 shot. So if you don't hit the spinner on the very next flip, then you don't get those big points off the spinner. And the spinner's spinning, both spinners seem to spin pretty freely, so that could be pretty lucrative as well.
Yeah, looking at the playfield text there, at least the right side spinner that I can see says 2,000 when lit. So, yeah, that could be a quick way to get a lot of points. The ball just went through that left bank of drop targets there. That's actually a kind of interesting playfield geometry where you can shoot the ball through the drop targets, or maybe just get them stuck in the drop targets.
That's also another good way to get player attrition. If you stick the ball for long enough, they're going to wander off.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, hey, this is a great photo op. Who wouldn't want to see that?
Yeah, apparently. It looks like they called over the Lord of Papa here, Kevin Martin, to free the ball, which happened. All right, so they're just probably tightening the glass and the lock bar back and giving control back to Dave Heggie there on the left flipper. Although I'll tell you, at least for me, anytime I get a ball trap like that, 10 seconds later the ball's draining on me, so I don't know.
Yeah, there's a lot to be said for getting in a rhythm of play. Well, there you go.
Well, I think he lasted 15 seconds, so he's still doing better than I usually do. So that still wasn't a bad ball for Dave Heggie. It looks like he finished there with 448,000 and change points, so not bad. Brings Keith Elwin up for, even though it says ball 3, for all practical purposes, this is his one and only ball of the game because he had a pretty rough time there to start. So let's see what the champ here can make happen.
What is the Devil's Dare part of the name? Is that it's daring you to figure out the complex sequence of shots required to get multi-ball?
Yeah, or it's just daring you to stare at that face for a while you play. I don't know.
The face was so nice on the playfield that they decided to just put the same thing pretty much on the back glass.
Yeah, well, why wouldn't that attract players to come over? All right, I'm not sure what Keith was thinking about there. He had the ball trapped on the right flipper and I guess was planning his approach. Maybe going for that 5 bank of drop targets on the left there. Seems to be what he's doing.
Sure looked that way, although I don't know how valuable that is at this point. He hasn't locked a ball yet.
So, let's see. That was a nice little pass over to the right side there if he's going for the left side drop targets.
He's at least moved into second or third place at this point, which is, like you said, a big deal in the scoring.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's like we were talking about rhythm a few minutes ago. Yeah, you get those insta-drain balls to start off, and you can't do anything with them. But once you get into a little rhythm, you start feeling the flow of the game. That's when you can start making things happen.
And I can see he was going for that combo there. He has all the in lanes lit now. If he hits those, the outside in lanes, the ones that are lit purple, he'll have 1 shot to start a multi-ball. Wow,
Look
nice
at that.
use of the ball save.
Yeah, that was very skillful. Keith obviously knew the ball was heading that way and was ready on that extra button on the side. But yeah, you're absolutely right. He's got the in lanes all lit up there, so you can have 1 shots either on the spinner for good points or for starting a 2-ball multi-ball.
And on the left flipper, if it goes down that in lane, you shoot it up the middle. On the right, as you can see, you shoot it up the left, and he's good to go.
Yeah, he actually got it. Should be starting the 2-ball multi-ball now, I think.
Yep, sure enough. And now you see those player 5 and player 6 scores working.
Yeah, which aren't really 5 and 6, but you can see on that what you call the player 6 score when certain targets are hit. He's getting 2,000 per, as promised by the instruction card there.
It's 2,000. Oh, that was a tough game.
Those balls could not be in more of a hurry to get out of there. And
he is so close to player one's score. That is tough.
That is really tough. After having a great ball 3 there, Keith is not even 5,000 points short of Dave Heggie there. So at this point, Keith Elwin can at best hope for 1 point by staying ahead of Zach Sharp here, because Heggie's ahead of him, and Brian Shepard hasn't even played his ball 3 and is ahead of both of them. So let's see if Zach can make a big comeback here. Ooh, I thought that was going out. Oh, it's stuck.
So he seems to be trying to get the ball up to the top, like we talked about earlier. It seems like there's a lot of points up there. You know, hit the pops, you get a lot of points for the, a lot of points relatively for the pop bumpers, and then it may complete a set of targets up there. Oh, that was tough.
That was hard. So I can't even read. Is that 149 or 144 or whatever? But it doesn't matter, because Zach will be ending up there in 4th place. Brian Shepard had a solid lead. He didn't even need to play his ball 3. It's always a good feeling when you can just plunge your ball 3 and walk away knowing you've clinched the game.
It's a good thing that wasn't a 5-ball game.
It really is. You know, those do pop up from time to time. So that's pretty much the end of that. Hope those guys had some fun learning about the magical game that is Devil's Dare. Seems like Brian Shepard finished that off with 3 points. Dave Heggie, just by the skin of his teeth, got 2. Keith Elwin managed to get a point after a really tough start there, and well, Zach Sharp got skunked. Like we said, you know, every point's important, but it's only round 5. There's a whole nother day of competition still to go there, so anything can still happen.
If you take the Devil's Dare.
Ooh. Thanks for watching, folks. I hope you had a good time. More Pinburgh coverage is coming up, so stay tuned. See ya.